And let's talk a little bit about the fear of silence, the discomfort that comes up when it's silent. Yeah, addressing the fear or discomfort with silence. First of all, it involves acknowledging and understanding the underlying reasons for these feelings. It can be helpful to explore any past experiences or cultural conditioning that may have contributed to any negative association with silence. Practicing mindfulness and non judgment, becoming aware of your thoughts and emotions in moments of silence can also help alleviate fear or discomfort. Just acknowledge it. That's the first step. Learning effective communication skills, active listening, asking open-ended questions, and using reflective statements can make it easier to engage in meaningful conversations without feeling the need to fill every moment with words. So some techniques for overcoming this fear can be embrace it. Silence can be a powerful tool in communication. And when I come in as an interpreter, a professional linguist, between two languages, there's going to be silence because I'm listening and comprehending in one language, processing in how I'm going to express it in the other language. And I can often feel it's usually the English speaking side that is most uncomfortable with the silence. And I feel that. And it's an opportunity to reflect on what's been said and or to allow the other person time to process their thoughts. So pay attention to that. Active listening, you focus in on understand what someone is saying rather than just waiting for your turn to speak. And here's the interesting thing is many of us are so in victim mode that we don't hear what another person is actually saying. We become offended by the words that they are using to express themselves. And so if somebody is using explicit word, F and this and S and this and F and this and this and F and this and this, many of us will just hear the F and shut down and not hear anything anymore. So by practicing mindfulness and active listening, we can allow those what we might perceive as darts into us, all of those explicitives, we might perceive them as darts into us, allow them to go through you and listen to what the person is saying beyond the words. And by practicing mindfulness, we can help reduce anxiety and increase comfort with this silence. And you teach yourself how to observe your thoughts without judgment, and you teach others how to treat you. And you can do this by asking open-ended questions. And you can ask yourself open-ended questions. And when we do this, we activate a part in our nervous system called the reticular activating system. How can today be amazing? Wake up with this open-ended question. Ask somebody else, how is your day being amazing today? That might throw them off because everybody's so used to, how are you? And then lying about it, I'm good, when underneath you can feel they're not doing so good. So we can be authentic and honest with each other by the way we use open-ended questions and body language. So nonverbal communication is my specialty. 30% or less of language is spoken and verbal. 70% of language is non-verbal. Cues, nonverbal cues like nodding or maintaining eye contact. This shows that you are engaged in the conversation, even if there's a lull in speaking. So, if you're not used to maintaining eye contact, I worked with a client, she just could not look people in the eyes. So, we experimented with her and turned out she's a reflector. So what she did was she used glasses as a little bit of a barrier so that she can look at a person in their eyes. And actually, she chose to look at their third eye. And while she imagined them looking at her, but they stopped right here. So this helped her maintain this connection, and it helped her open up to a whole world of communication that she didn't have access to before. So this nonverbal communication is 70% of how we communicate. And this is important when you're communicating with someone. Are you open? Are your feet flat on the floor, or are your legs crossed? Are your arms crossed? Are you turned to the side? Are you leaning in? Where are you when you're engaging in with nonverbal communication? And this type of knowledge and implementation of this knowledge can lead you to greater success because you show people how to read your energy 70% of what you're communicating. So we can prepare ahead of time. If you know that silence makes you uncomfortable, prepare some topics or questions ahead of time so that you have something ready to discuss if there is any kind of pause in communication. Because the ability of silence to bring about deep and meaningful changes is so transformative and powerful, because the power of silence refers to the ability of silence to bring about deep and meaningful changes, not only to ourselves, but it also spreads onto society.